Toronto fans here, and those are not the real fans, by the way. Pretend fans right there, the Red Patch Plastics. Let's have a look at what happened in that first half, Craig, and it was a bright start for Vancouver, who pressured Toronto, and they were rewarded.
Yes, they were, right off the top, and I thought Marcus Haver, the Canadian 20-year-old, did a very good job. And this shot was palmed up by Greg Sutton. It falls very nicely for Torre, who makes no mistake, and he's not going to, you wouldn't think, from that area, not from that far out, and it's just what Vancouver deserved. Great finish for Torre, great goal from the Whitecaps' point of view.
1-0 for Vancouver. Toronto had a couple of glorious opportunities, including one by Di Rosario, but it was just cleared off the line.
Yeah, good ball by VT as well. Good run from Di Rosario. They haven't seen enough of that for Toronto FC. Ball was going toward the line, but Martin does a good job clearing it off the line for the Whitecaps.
And then Pablo Viti sent in, and wouldn't you know it, the woodwork does the job.
Yeah, well, he does well. He gets the ball out of his feet, strikes it well, but hits the post. We need to see more from a Toronto's perspective from Viti, but he was much better in the second half of that half.
Now time for the halftime stats, brought to you by Wendy's, and there's what it looks like. A lot of corner kicks for Vancouver, and that was an indication of how much of the ball that they had in Toronto's end during that 45 minutes, and they were rewarded with the goal by Toure, 1-0 the score. And we're joined now by Vancouver striker Charles Biquet. And Charles, that was a strong first half for the Whitecaps. Your thoughts on how that went?
I thought we did well there defensively. We did well, and we closed the dangerous player, Viti and Dwayne. And I think in the midfield, Cheney did a great job there. Yeah, we kept the ball, and as long as we keep the ball, just give it to me so I can post it, I think we'll be all right.
Second half, do you think you'll change it up, Charles? Do you think you'll do anything different to try and protect the lead, or are you going to go for more goals and really put this game away?
No, I think we're going for another one, and make sure that we put everything on our side in order for us to win this thing, and I think we're doing well right now. We just got to keep, we just one possession away to win that game by 2 or 3.
Okay, Charles, well, thanks for joining us. Congratulations on a good start to this game, and good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
And don't forget, you can catch the Thursday edition of Soccer Central on Setanta Sports Canada, 8:45 Eastern Time, 5:45 Pacific Time, and get you all caught up on everything you need to know about the domestic game and the international game as well. So Ansah Toure has the goal, the all-important goal for the Vancouver Whitecaps. They lead Toronto 1-0, second half from Swangard Stadium coming up. And we're just moments away from the start of the second half as we welcome you back to Swangard Stadium in Burnaby, BC. Vancouver leading Toronto by a score of 1-0. On the weekend in Houston, after a poor first half by Toronto, head coach Chris Cummins really tore a strip off them at the break. You wonder what he said tonight.
Well, one thing's for sure, he would have had a go at them. They need to be much brighter. They need to close down. They have to have a will to match Vancouver with their effort first, and then their ability should take over, but it hasn't so far. They're out several minutes before the Vancouver Whitecaps. The team has been on the field for several minutes in the middle, huddled up. He wants to see a response from them, and the last game and a half for Toronto FC has not been at all pleasing to Chris Cummins. Will there be a reaction? We'll soon find out.
Well, once again, if Vancouver wins this game, then Toronto must win in Montreal. Then the two teams would be level on points at 9. If this scoreline holds, Toronto would have to win 2-0 at Montreal, and then they would be even on goal difference. They would be even on goals scored, and then it would go to the drawing of lots. Now, of course, there's a long way to go still in this half, but we are looking at the possibility of tie-breaking scenarios before it's done. And of course, Toronto can eliminate all of those possibilities by getting a draw or a victory here this evening. But the Vancouver Whitecaps have been full measure for that first half lead. No changes.
Taylor Torgerson will know that the second half has to be good as well, and he must feel that one goal probably isn't enough. They probably need one more at least, because Toronto's going to be pushing on, and you got to think that they're going to be full value for at least one goal. Now from the first half's performance, although they came close a couple times with Viti and Di Rosario.
Well, they're a post and a save off the line by Lyle Martin from having a 2-1 lead right now. At any rate, that's a misplay by Barrett and Harms, allowing Toure to get free. For Biquet, Biquet is a handful, still wins possession, far side to Knight. Martin back to Knight. And the Whitecaps have opened up with pressure on Toronto right away. Brennan clears it, doesn't get it all the way out. Vancouver recover. Park. Vicchio's pass went right to Di Rosario. Di Rosario trying to get by Martin. Di Rosario hauled down and get up, says the referee, Chenard. Back come the Whitecaps for BK. He's in past Adekora, who's trying to recover. Adekora does a good job to come back, and he's screaming at the assistant, claiming that should not have been allowed to happen in the first place.
Good run again from BK. Good defending in the end from Nana Adekora as well. BK with a little more pace probably would have taken that away from Nana Adekora. Got a shot on. Not the fastest, but couldn't get his body in between him and the ball.
A hot start to the second half here. Di Rosario for Cronin. Cronin is unable to keep the ball on the field of play. Martin sends it back to Nolly. Off Charles. Barrett. Di Rosario. Foul there involving Gage. Toronto free kick. Di Rosario's free kick though goes right to Nolly. Toure. Now Hirano. Charles. Vitti trying to put him under pressure. Knight back to Martin. Di Rosario to Vitti. Away comes Chin. Sam Cronin. Now Vitti. Vitti blindly laid it right into the path of Ansou Toure. Arms is fouled. Free kick Toronto.
A few moments ago, saw two very good defensive plays. One by the Vancouver Whitecaps there. Martin against Di Rosario on the other end. Nana Adekora getting on the goal side of BK, who tries to get the shot off and well blocked.
Vitti. Vitti goes down. And it's a free kick Toronto here in a very delicious spot from Toronto FC's point of view.
Vitti doing well, trying to get forward, trying to take players on. That's what he's good at. We don't see enough of that from him.
So what Toronto got in mind here with either Barrett, well, no, Barrett was standing over it. He moves to take up his position. It'll be Di Rosario. Toronto conjure up something here early in the second half. It's chipped in. There's a header. Chad Barrett just unable to get on the top of that one.
Yeah, he just couldn't get quite over top of it enough. And he was under pressure from Nolly in goal as well. Nolly comes for it. He wasn't going to get there. He gets up well. Barrett just couldn't get it down. That was a little bit high for him. He takes a knock for his efforts as well. Good delivery by Dwayne Di Rosario. Dangerous ball in the box. Toronto coming close.
Robinson for Di Rosario. Adekora. Toronto for Gage. Charles whoops it out of there. Toronto with an all-Canadian back line here, including the goalkeeper Greg Sutton, with Brennan, Sirio, Adekora, and Harms. There's a pass that doesn't get to Barrett. Wesley Charles knocks it into touch.
Wesley Charles has been solid as usual for Vancouver Whitecaps, and their back line, including the goalkeeper, not a one Canadian involved there. You got one Japanese, Blair Hirano. Charles is from St. Vincent and Grenadines, Park, U.S., Martin, U.S., Nolly in goal, also American.
And again, another free kick awarded to the visitors. And again, it'll be Di Rosario. More pace on this one. There's a hit right to Nolly. That was a great free kick.
A great free kick, a good header. He gets it on target. It lands to Barrett. Barrett comes in, free header. Right at Nolly. He nearly falls into the back of the net with it, but stays up big. Makes the player take the header. Should beat him from there. Can't blame the goalkeeper there. Does a great job holding on to it as well. Vancouver needs to be better.
Here's Vitti trying to get through, but it's Nolly beating him to it.
Toronto has picked it up a little bit. They've had a few opportunities. Good deliveries for free kicks from Di Rosario. They're coming close, Toronto FC. Vancouver needs to pick up their game now.
Adekora. Forward looking for Dicchio or Barrett perhaps, but it's Wesley Charles for Vancouver. Toronto with some chances. Peter Torderson obviously worried about that. The only thing that matters is the score line. Cronin to Harms. Cronin under pressure is behind Vitti. Gage to Piquet. Again, Toronto a little more aggressive now. Vitti might have deflected off Robinson. There's Dicchio's shot that's deflected, I think, off Lyle Martin. It's a corner kick for Toronto.
And now it's Vancouver Whitecaps' turn to defend. It's like the field is slanted because it was like this at the start of the first half as Vancouver came out much brighter, and this time Toronto FC is that Danny Dicchio gets a opportunity at the top. Well defended again by Martin.
So the corner kick to be taken here by Di Rosario.
Coming with the push, Jay. Jay, coming with the push.
Vitti feigned it as a short kick and then takes up a position right next to the goalkeeper Nolly. And now the referee is going to have some words here for both Vitti and Nolly, primarily Vitti, and maybe Ethan Gage as well. Vitti trying to take up his position, gets a little shot from Charles there as well.
Well, the referee's trying to get it all sorted out in there.
It's actually escalating instead of getting settled down here.
That's not like Jim Brennan to get involved, is it?
It's exactly like Jim Brennan, but it seems as though it's settling down now, but it started as nothing and then it just seemed to simmer and simmer and until it started to boil, with Vitti trying to take up a position next to Nolly.
And he has every right to hold his ground. He can stay in there. Not foul, of course.
Here's the corner kick now from Di Rosario. Balloons it. Robinson now back to Cronin. Brennan. Toronto unable to get anything out of that, but they still retain possession. Harms, the last man back. Knocks it in, knocked back out. Toronto will have to recover here before Vancouver break on the counter. And that's Jim Brennan cleaning out Wes Knight. And it's getting heated again, and it's a booking for Jim Brennan.
And here's a foul. Knight gets it off his feet, and there's a late challenge from Jim Brennan. And rightly so booked.
So on 55 minutes here, things are, well, they've boiled over. Knight is okay. Brennan has been booked. And Sature has the only goal, 1-0 Vancouver.
And Jim Brennan just a few moments ago in front of goal was very fortunate not to get booked. You watch it at the top of the screen, a little headbutt there. Referee didn't see it. Anything problem with it? No booking there. He got one later though, rightly so.
That's Barrett looking for Vitti. Vitti's in there, but he can't get the ball before Nolly. Now Dicchio, as Nolly's off his line, he scrambles back. De Rosario with the ball. And now Vancouver come away. It's Martin for BK. There's a charging Greg Sutton to knock it into touch, and this game has really come to life.
Well, Charles BK said that they were going to go for more goals in the second half, and we figured they must need some. Vitti's been in amongst it in the goal mouth on the last set piece.
And that's back in the Toronto box, and that's now a goal kick for Toronto. BK thinks he was fouled. Serio off camera seems a little bit slow as he takes up his position, and now here's the goal kick from Sutton. Dicchio against Charles. Brennan. Rosario had slipped. He chases Chin. Knight challenged by Vitti. Ball was already into touch. Robinson. De Rosario. Brennan for Robinson. Vitti for Cronin. Good work from Sam Cronin. There's the cross for Robinson. The follow-up shot is roofed again, but neither Robinson nor Barrett had any connection on the ball, hardly whatsoever. Back comes Vancouver. Atakora beating BK. Great defensive work from Nana Atakora. Vancouver getting set to make a substitution here. Number 18 is Mason Trafford getting set to come into this game. And Ethan Gage will come out. So the youngster number 18, or the youngster 18 years old, Ethan Gage comes out. And number 18, Mason Trafford, comes into this game.
Ethan Gage is going to be a very good football player in years to come. He's only 18. He's really developed well. And Trafford's only 22 himself. He's young. Changed by Taylor Torgerson.
Player number.
Shot curls into the far corner. And it was Wes Knight down there, but he couldn't do anything with that. And so it'll be a goal kick for Greg Sutton. Once again, Martin Nash suspended for this game. He said before the game, he says, I think this is the first time I've ever watched a Whitecaps game sitting up in the seats.
And I'm sure he's a little bit nervous, but he must be also delighted with the scoreline and delighted with the way Vancouver Whitecaps have applied their game with the absence of him. Taylor Torgerson, this is the first game that he's been in charge with as a coach without Martin Nash in the lineup as well. So he had a few decisions to make. And so far, those decisions have worked well. Chin being the main one who replaced Nash.
Knight flicks it forward. Atakora is the first one back to get it. Sutton gives it back to him. Serio. Dicchio. De Rosario. Barrett. De Rosario. Cronin. For De Rosario. De Rosario, nice work with Cronin and De Rosario, and it conjures up a corner kick for Toronto.
Good work from Toronto FC at the top of the box, passing, moving, playing with their heads up. Much better so far for Chris Cummins' team in the second half.
De Rosario's corner kick now. The last one was a good one, remember. Cronin lets it go through. Robinson. Attendance tonight, 5,688, 5,688. Several hundred above capacity. They've jammed in here everywhere. A few Toronto FC supporters sprinkled in as well. Martin wins that one. And it's Martin on the run. Serio misses with his tackle. Here's Knight. Back for Martin. Martin shot, and it's not a good one at all. Right to Greg Sutton. Toronto dodges a bullet there.
Great work from the Whitecaps as they break forward, and Martin gets a left-footed shot on target. Doesn't strike it at all well, but an opportunity for the Whitecaps. Very well done. Great vision. Good passing, playing with their heads up. Movement's terrific. Look at the little bit of vision there. Now he's just got to do the rest. He's got to execute the shot. Doesn't do a good job with that, though.
Toure. Haber is offside.
That was very close. Very close. The referee's assistant had a good long look at that one.
Harms. Well, as we have another look at this offside.
There's a through ball.
Meanwhile, Di Rosario turns with it. Into the middle, but it comes back towards Di Rosario. Toure, though, was there to bother him, and Hirano clears it. Harms. Back in play to Vitti. Vancouver looking for a handball on Vitti. No call is forthcoming. Cronin working in a tight area, but it's taken away from him by Charles. Good work from Marcus Haber as he was hounded by a couple of Toronto players, but he makes sure that the Whitecaps keep possession. It's a body check by Harms on Toure. And a booking for Kevin Harms.
Canadian Kevin Harms getting booked. The goal scorer for Toronto FC against Vancouver, former Whitecap player as well. Little bump off the ball. The referee thinks that's enough for a booking. His reputation may have got him that booking.
This is Chin. Back to Hirano. Chin, there's Dicchio. Can't get it though. Park for Haber. Haber goes down under the challenge from Robinson. Two Toronto players booked in this game. Brennan in the 56th minute, and then Harms in the 63rd. Park loops one in there. Chasing back is Toure. Return pass from Mason Trafford to Toure. Chin to Trafford. Now Toure. Good work here from the Whitecaps. Piqué backheel to Hirano, who had made a run. And it's cleared away by Brennan. Vancouver doing a nice job right here. Chin. Vitti is back, and Vitti wins that ball. For Barrett. Charles steps up. Charles gets away from Vitti. Wesley Charles lumbers into the Toronto box and then misplays it at the end. Chad Barrett has not gotten up since that challenge before Piqué's run.
Well, the Vancouver Whitecap fans are liking what they're watching. The midfield has been creative. The passing, the movement's been great. Chin and Trafford just coming on for Ethan Gage has been involved, not missed a beat. And they move the ball around on the deck. It's pretty to watch.
Di Rosario trying to get free. He's in. Dicchio's in front. Oh boy, and that's Nolly colliding with his own defender, Jeff Park.
Dwayne Di Rosario will be a little upset with himself because he got himself in a wide position. And the ball, if it was good enough, Danny Dicchio was waiting at the far post. Ends up in the grateful arms of Nolly.
Piqué. Brennan back for Sutton. Toronto getting set to make a substitution here. It'll be Rowan Ricketts coming into the match at the earliest opportunity. Vitti and Di Rosario. Di Rosario with the ball and with a shot. Well handled by Nolly.
And we'll see a substitution now coming for
It will be
Toronto
Rowan
FC.
Ricketts coming in, and it'll be Chad Barrett coming off. So Rowan Ricketts, who is a sometime starter, it's not Cronin coming off, I don't believe. No, Cronin's just coming over to pick up a little bit of water. It's Chad Barrett coming out of the game. For Rowan Ricketts, a one-time starter for Toronto FC, lost his way a little bit. Now he finds himself coming in off the bench.
Well, he's been begging for his opportunity, been playing in the reserves, and been scoring some goals, and he thinks he should get that opportunity. Well, he played in the second half against Houston. It was a dire performance by everybody, that lineup. And now he's got some opportunity to come and do some work for Toronto FC and give Chris Cummins a real problem next time out for his personality. Here's his opportunity that he wanted. Can he grasp it?
And while all this was happening, the Vancouver training staff was attending to Wesley Charles, who was slow to get up after Nolly had handled that shot. And he will have to come out for a minute.